Dear viewer, welcome to CRN Competences Corner, and I would like to brief you about literature survey or literature review, and we usually find it as the chapter 2 or the second part of your research proposal. I begin with this part of the research proposal because it's a very critical area. It's a very critical area because if you want to establish this first section, the first chapter, the first part of the proposal, or the third part, or the other parts of the research proposal, you must first go through literature review. So we can call it literature review, or actually it is also called the literature survey. And literature survey or literature review means an organized write-up, showing previous work done concerning a research topic or a research question in your field or in your study. What is written, what is previously written, what is previously written about your topic, about your question that you want to answer in your study. So the aim of a literature review is to show your reader that you have read and that you have a good grasp of the main published work concerning a particular topic or a particular question in your field. And it is the review that guide your research objective or the research issue that you are dealing in your study. So it is very important to note that your review should not be simply a description of what others have published. Here, you don't just describe what others have published in the form of a set of summary, but you should take the form of a critical discussion. You should take a form of critical discussion showing the insight and awareness of differing arguments, theories, and approaches of what others have written about your topic. So, in short, the literature review should do the following. The literature review should do the following. One, compare and contrast different authors' views on an issue, on a topic that you are dealing with. A second, group authors who draw similar conclusions in relation to your topic or issue or research question you are answering in your study. And number three, criticize aspects of methodology. These previous studies have touched a bit about the methodology in relation to the topic or an issue that you are dealing, so you criticize the aspects of methodology. You raise the critiques of the methodology applied in the literature. But again, literature review also note areas in which authors are in disagreement. Sometimes when you go through literature, you find the inconsistency, disagreement, inconsistency. There are areas that people do not agree each other, and these are very critical areas when you want to raise up the research gap out of the literature that you go through. But again, the literature review also highlight exemplary studies. So there are different examples of the studies that are done about your topic, about your issue, about the question you are dealing with. So sometimes here you can highlight those examples in relation to your study. Again, the literature review also play the role of highlight gaps in research. So if you want to establish a kind of a gap, a research gap in your study, you have to go through literature survey. Again, literature review highlight or show your study that it relates to previous studies. So you are not drawing from an island, you are not drawing from the vacuum, but your study is shown being related to the previous studies. But also literature review show how your study relates to the literature in general. And lastly, literature review or survey play the role of concluding by summarizing what the literature says about your topic. In fact, the literature review helps or have the purpose of help you to define and limit the problem you are working on. Literature review helps you to place your study in an historical perspective, but also literature review helps you to avoid unnecessary duplications or repetitions of what has already been done. And also literature review helps you to evaluate promising research methods. And lastly, literature review helps you to relate your findings to previous knowledge and suggest it for further research. Thank you very much for listening about literature review, and please subscribe, continue to subscribe about in this channel of CRN Research Competences Corner. Thank you very much for participating in literature review.